There's a lot of awareness stuff this month in the trades. Mental Health Awareness Month, Construction Safety Week, a lot of conversations about checking in, taking care of yourself, paying attention to what's going on, and all of that sounds great. But if you actually look at how this plays out in real life, it doesn't show up the way people think it does. Because in this industry, you don't really see mental health play out. It's not something people are comfortable talking about on a job site, but you can feel it. You can see it when a coworker isn't quite right, maybe every now and then, maybe all the time. And we're not the type of people to lay that stuff out at work. We've been conditioned not to talk about it, not to talk about how we're feeling. It shows up when you're exhausted and you don't want to talk. When something small turns into an argument for no reason. When money's tight and you're laying there at night trying to figure out how everything's going to get covered. When someone asks you a simple question and you just snap, even though you didn't mean to. That's what it looks like. And nobody calls that mental health. They just call it stress, pressure, you're tired, or that's just how it is. And over time, that behavior becomes normal. That's the part people miss. Because when people hear things like check in with your feelings or talk about what's going on, it gets brushed off. It sounds soft, out of place, or like something that doesn't apply. And I want to point something out. Up to this point, it might sound like I'm just talking about men, but this isn't unique to one group. Anyone can experience it. People deal with harassment based on race, ethnicity, gender, sexual identity, or immigration status. And women often carry all of that with the added layer of being sexualized or harassed, or just treated like they don't belong. And all of that doesn't just stay on the surface. It adds up. That pressure builds, and most people don't have the time or space to deal with it. Not because they don't feel anything, but because they're already carrying too much. You're working long hours, trying to keep everything afloat, thinking about money, bills, the next job. What happens if something goes wrong? By the time you get home, you're done. There's nothing left to unpack, so it comes out sideways. You take it out on whoever is around you, and that's where simple stress turns into something else. Short temper, shutting down, not wanting to deal with anything, keeping everything bottled up because it feels easier than trying to explain it. Most construction workers carry a sense of responsibility to their work, their life, their family, and that pressure doesn't stop when they get home. You've got a ball game, something you've been asked to fix, somewhere you're supposed to be. You've worked all week and now you're still going. So that stress builds. It shows up in relationships, how people treat each other, how they carry themselves every day. And the crazy part is most people don't even connect it, because this is what it looks like for a lot of working people right now, not just here, everywhere. And when you step back and look at it, that pressure you're feeling, that's your mental health in decline. Because if you're constantly running on empty, always trying to keep up with no space to reset, this is exactly what it's going to look like. And that ties back to what I talked about on Sunday. Something shifted. And this is one of the ways that it shows up in real life. And look, I wish contractors and company owners would treat this like a real issue, but the truth is, they only care about one thing, and that's the bottom line. And if I had my way, I'd advocate for paid mental health days, because this isn't some dramatic movie moment where everything builds up and you finally break down and ask for help. It doesn't work like that. And the truth is, the only thing we can blame is the system, not our family for not understanding, or our friends, not even our work. Over the next month, this is going to be my Wednesday topic, and I plan on breaking it down piece by piece. If you've been there and made it out, now's the time to talk about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to stay private, DM me, because I know what it's like to have the weight of the world on your shoulders and feel like no one understands, or like you're taken away from something by talking about it out loud. I know what that's like. I have been there. Follow me for more, because we've got a lot to get into, and if you or someone you know is struggling, go find help. I'll put resources on the screen. They should be popping up right now. NAMI provides education. SAMHSA's locator can help you find treatment. You can text 741-741 or call 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. These are real places that will help you. Please reach out if you need it, or if somebody else does and you just got to help them figure out how to get there. Because regardless of what you might think, You don't have to do this alone. This is Labor Lines with Alex. As always, my good friends, be safe, be productive, be well.